If you hear your name while listening to this, stop. Don't let them know you're here. The last safe night. Buster drove the bus hard and fast, tearing down the back roads outside Chester. Elizabeth sat beside him, shaking so badly she had to hold onto the dashboard just to stay upright. Behind them, the firehouse burned with an unnatural red glow. Shadows moved inside like a storm of bodies fighting to break free. Ghosts drifted through the windows. Witches circled the roof. And something older than both of them watched from the darkness. Elizabeth asked him if they were safe, but he didn't lie. He told her they weren't. Not here. Not on the road. Not anywhere. The demon appeared in the back seat without warning, crossing one leg over the other. Elizabeth screamed and begged Buster to get rid of him. Buster didn't even look back. He said the demon wasn't leaving, not now. As they drove further into the countryside, the world began to change. Shadows stood in the open fields on both sides of the road. Men, women, children, animals. Still, silent, watching. Their eyes glowed faint red in the dark. Elizabeth ducked when one lifted its arm and waved at her, like it knew her name, like it had been waiting. The demon watched them disappear behind the bus and told Buster he had stirred up something far bigger than he understood. Buster blamed him for putting the contract up for auction. Oh, come on, Buster. The demon blamed Buster for becoming valuable. Elizabeth snapped, demanding to know why she had to be dragged into this. The demon told her she wasn't part of the deal, just collateral. Buster slammed the brakes and grabbed the demon by the collar. He warned him that if he scared her again, he would kill him. For the first time, the demon seemed impressed. They reached an old motel with a flickering neon sign and peeling paint. Elizabeth wanted to stop. They needed rest. They needed air. They needed anything that felt like normal. Buster agreed, but only because she looked like she was about to collapse. The demon asked him why he bothered stopping when it wouldn't help. Buster said Elizabeth needed it, and he needed to think. The demon told him he was starting to sound like a father. At the motel, Elizabeth went inside to get a room key while Buster stood guard by the bus. That's when the witches appeared. 3 of them, soaking wet, faces pale, smiles too wide, dresses clinging to their bodies like seaweed. They floated toward him and whispered his cursed name. Elizabeth froze when she saw them. Buster pulled her behind him and fired, but the shotgun blast only scattered the witches for a moment. They reformed out of mist and laughed. When he yelled at them to leave Elizabeth alone, they tilted their heads and told him they weren't after her. They were after him. The lights across the whole motel blew out. The world twisted sideways, and everything went black. Buster woke hours later on the motel floor with Elizabeth sleeping beside him, holding onto his arm like a lifeline. The witches were gone. The voices were silent. For the first time in weeks, the world felt still. The demon sat in a chair across from them, watching with glowing eyes. He told Buster to enjoy this last safe night. Buster asked him why. The demon smiled and said the next night would be worse. Lightning flashed outside the window. The motel lights flickered back on, and in the reflection of the TV screen, every witch, every bidder, every ghost stood behind Buster in the darkness, waiting for dawn. Whatever followed you here, be sure not to take it home.